Hey everybody, 5thHorseman here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and it's episode 100! Yeah, episode 100, and for episode 100 I'm going to do a special mission. I'm going to construct a plane in space out of an asteroid, and then I'm going to attempt to land that asteroid on the runway at Kerbal Space Center. That's, we're going to call that Plan A. And it's probably not going to happen. Plan B is to land it somewhere flat. And that's probably not going to happen. Plan C is to land it on land. And I'm pretty sure I can do that. I have never successfully done this before, but I'm going to try it now. We have, in the cockpit, none other than Jebediah Kerbin, the only man who I could trust to do this sort of a mission. He has to get out of the cockpit, drop himself down here. This thing is a little shaky on the launch pad, but once it gets up into space, it's fine. He has to then jump down about 10 times his height, maybe 5 times his height, to get in this chair here. And then we are going to... Oh, staging is totally screwed up on this thing. Okay, staging is fixed. Now I'm going to stage away the pod here, because we obviously don't need it. I'm going to turn down my personal volume because that was loud as everything in the world. Okay, so Jeb is in the command seat. He is ready to launch. We are going to turn on the computer. We're going to crank up the volume. And in 3, we're not going to launch. Oh, I just remembered something. Turn off the computer. Crank down the volume. We need to go to map mode. Now, I'm not going to make you watch most of this, because if you want to see how I get to an asteroid and how I choose the asteroid, etc., you can watch the video where I did that. I am going to, though, show you some of the launch, and I'm going to get Jeb in the right place for that launch. Good enough. Okay. Now, oh, and dawn is coming, which is awesome. Okay. Now we are going to go turn on the computer, crank up the volume, and in 3, 2, 1, we're going to hit F5 to save, quick save. Then we are going to launch. And this thing lifts a little slow, but it's not too bad. Okay, this is not my save. If you look in map mode, there is nothing on this game except Jeb flying at this asteroid. So this is not my normal save. I don't even know where Jeb is in my normal save. I think he's on Minmus or something. I honestly don't know, and I don't really care. This is all brand new stuff. This is just a special. I wanted to see if I could do this, and I'm going to be now wanting to launch when the time comes. Let's see. It's coming from here, and it's looping around there, so I want to launch northwest-ish when the time comes, which is kind of this way. And we're going to do that when we're at about 7,500. And how's my fuel doing? Okay, we're still chewing through fuel. This is a crazy launcher. I don't suggest anybody try to use it. Look at those clouds. Look at those clouds. How can you not love this game? Yeah, I don't suggest anybody ever build a launcher like this. But if you do, come to me, because I know all the crazy ways to fit extra engines around something. But no, seriously, I would not suggest anybody ever try a launcher like this. Okay, we're about to stage here and drop these fuel tanks that are just, their whole purpose was to give us extra oomph to get us out of the whole area here. And the city lights need some love, but the city lights guy is promising that he's working on it. Okay, we're well into our gravity turn, the need for our gravity turn, I would say. So I'm going to turn us right on the 45 here. The 45 being 315. I don't know if that's good or not, but our descending node is going down in the negative direction, so I think I'm actually doing this wrong. I can't be. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I know what it is. It's because we're almost to 20, so I'm going to be down closer to the 45 mark here. Okay, bye-bye engines. Thank you for bringing me this far. It's because our orbital velocity is way over here. We're slowly bringing it around. We are, let's see, we're at 25. I definitely want to be down farther than this. How's our descending node here? 170. Yeah, we're almost to 180, which is kind of crazy. I almost feel like I'm doing this wrong. 25. I mean, if we are at 180, it's not a big deal. Because once you're way the heck out, see, now it's coming down again. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But what are we at? We're at 33, so yeah, we want to be down a little bit farther on the nav ball here. We're chugging through this fuel, not a big deal. These guys are eventually going to burn out of fuel. What are we at? 37? Yeah, we're doing fine. We're doing fine. Yeah, because we're going to be orbiting this way. That's the escape. Oh, that's what it is. I didn't watch my own video. I was looking at the Kerbin escape thinking it was the Kerbin entry. Oh well, like I said, not a big deal. 180 is a perfectly reasonable Am I actually burning through this fuel? No, I'm not. So it is still coming out of these tanks. It's just emptied the top tanks first. Okay, we're at 50, so I want to be pretty much on the horizon now. And we're just getting this guy up. Yeah, Jeb's going to take this up there, attach all these things to it. Once we get into orbit, I'm going to show you how much Delta V I have. And then I'm going to cut this video, and I'm going to not talk to you again until we are at the asteroid, because quite literally, everything I'm going to be doing, I did in the previous episode. Mostly I'm just showing you this because it looks cool. Who doesn't want to see a crazy rocket launch? So let's see, we're at 60. When I say 60, I mean our apoapsis is at 60. Getting a little bit of rotation, but not a big deal because we're almost done with these engines. We're at 65. Once I get it up to about 80, I'm going to cut the thrust here. Goodbye, engines. Thank you. You were very helpful. And actually I said 80, but I think I'm going to go up to about 85. And then we'll be basically in orbit. So, okay, I'm going to leave you... Actually, I'm not going to leave you here. You know what? I am going to leave you here. We're essentially in orbit. We've got probably, what, maybe 500 meters per second to burn, probably less. And our total Delta V is $6,000. So, when I get to the asteroid, we're going to check again. Well, my Delta V will probably be $6,000 in orbit. So we're going to check again when we're at the asteroid. I'm going to show you how much I burned to get out there from low Kerbal orbit. And we're back. And if we turn ourselves around here, you will see our target, a very small asteroid that for some reason isn't marked as such on my screen. It's not telling me what it is, but we're here. We've got, I'll bring up Kerbal Engineer again. We've got about $4,000 of the $6,000 we had in low Kerbal orbit. So it took me about 2,000 Delta V to get to this guy. Now it's all about the latching on with my landing gear. So I'm going to arm my claw, and we are heading for the asteroid. This is going to be, let's just say, slightly tricky. The whole process is going to be slightly tricky. This asteroid looks like it's fairly, what's the word, round, which is a good thing when it comes to trying to fly one of these things. At least that's my opinion on the whole matter. I should have made my nav ball bigger, I think, but what are you going to do now? I'm just going to get myself aimed directly at this thing. And we're going to wait for the claw to grab hold. And that is going to possibly determine exactly how we're going to put this thing together. I think this is actually pretty good. I'm no expert at this, but I think putting the landing gear right here is a perfectly fine idea. And slow down to 2 meters or 0.2 meters per second. And the claw did not grab on. Okay, we're going to see if we can... There we go. Okay, turn RCS off before we use it. Okay, we have grabbed on to our asteroid, which makes me happy. Okay. Turn off the computer. Let's go into time warp mode here. Okay, so this is our landing gear. So we are going to be landing this way when we come in, which means let's go into orbital mode. Will that do it? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to be landing this way, which means, let me get this around here. Yeah, this is not chase. Chase is garbage. Auto, free mode. One of these modes has to be moderately decent. Okay, I guess I'll go with this one. That means I'm going to put a wing here going this way and a wing here going this way. The two tails parallel to each other on the horizontal axis going back this way. And then Jeb's chair is going to be right here where the Terminator is. That is the plan. So let's go ahead and do this. Now, we don't need this monopropellant anymore because the legs are stuck. So I am going to dump half of it into each one of these tanks here. And I thought I had installed the good speed fuel pumps, but apparently I did not. So I'm going to do this all manually. You don't need to watch it. So, oops, I want to go out. So I will be back when I have that. Okay, I forgot to come back, but all I did was disconnect after setting up my stuff, so it's not a big deal. Now, the rest of these guys, let's go ahead and turn on RCS here and get ourselves back to 0. See, that says we're standing still relative to the target. But to me, it looks like we're going away from the target. I don't know about you. So I'm going to aim us at the target. I'm going to go until visually we are not moving away from it anymore. Not that this really matters all that much. Okay, now let's attach the wings, shall we? They all have brains on them, and they all have a decent amount of monoprop. Let's go ahead and turn it off now. They also all have what you need. Let's take one of these off. Let's turn his brain on. Let's turn his RCS on. Now we need to aim him at the target. Kill all of our velocity relative to that target. Okay, now we're heading towards the presumably we're heading towards it. Now, I need to visually inspect this thing. Let's go into chase mode. So I know what we're doing. Okay. So, the wheels, I want to be landing this way or this way. It doesn't really matter all that much. But I obviously want the wings. We're going to make the executive decision here that the wings are going to be like this. So, when we get up here... Now, it's also very important to target, as you do, the center of mass. In particular, see, the center of mass is not what I was hoping it would be. My controls do not seem to, or not my controls, see, because this says I'm heading towards it at 3 meters per second. And if you think I'm heading towards it at 3 meters per second, you're crazy. Let's control from here. And arm, that might be the problem. Okay, now I am aimed at the target. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, we want to go up. We want to rotate. We want to come over here. Okay, this is looking more reasonable. I'm not sure what was going on before. And we want to be... No, this is definitely not correct. Because it says I'm heading towards it when I am demonstrably heading away from it. Let's go ahead and do the time warp trick here to slow us down. Let's get ourselves over here. We still got plenty of monoprop, but I don't want to waste it. And the last thing I want to do is do this visually without any help from the computer whatsoever. See, it seems correct now when I'm doing this. But see, it says I'm moving to the right of my target when there's no way I am. And when I shoot farther right, now I'm heading towards it, but it says I'm going this way. I don't understand. Okay. Things are looking good. I do want to be slightly above. See, it's almost like I'm upside down. I think I am. I think that's the problem, is I'm upside down. But I'm in chase mode, so I shouldn't be upside down. Okay, well, I just docked. And that's too low. These have to be above the center mass, otherwise it's gonna flip around. So let's undock. Or release, as they call it. Back this guy up a little bit. And, okay, now he's looking the way I expect him to. I was backing away instead of going forward. Because I'm so good at this game. Okay. Yeah, it's still not right. I don't understand what it's doing. I'm getting frustrated. I am going to get this thing docked. You've seen me what I'm trying to do. Whether or not I can actually do it is another question. But you've seen me try, and I will be back when I have this wing connected. Okay, well, I got my first wing attached. It's not perfect, but it's the best I'm going to bother doing. Let's go ahead and decouple this one. And go and turn this computer on. Turn his RCS jets on, and I'm sure we're going to have all the same problems we had before. Where is that thing? Okay. Target center of mass. Okay. At least I'm looking in the right direction. Let me get myself presumably heading towards it. Looks like this guy actually is targeting the center of mass, which is always nice. Okay, now we need to... Let's turn off the RCS while we're doing this. We need to get him... aimed the correct way. Which I think is going to be something like this. Control from here. Yeah, it's like I'm controlling from, like, the decoupler or something crazy. But, oh well. Let's go ahead and speed ourselves up a little bit here. Yeah, we wanna kind of go off to the right here a little bit. Be ready to stop when we get close. Yeah, we want to pass him because we're coming at him from the back side here. Yeah, see, there's the wing. Okay, I think we can slow down time now and slow us down. I guess time was already slow. Okay. So now, if we turn off RCS, if we spin ourselves around like this, that is perfect. Ish. That right there is perfect. Okay, now let's go ahead and head forward a little bit, down and this way. We have to do it kind of in line with that one. And arm this guy. We have to do it kind of in line with that one and above the center of mass, which for this is actually below the center of mass. And rotation is more important than... yeah, rotate. Okay. Oh, that looks nice. That looks mostly nice. And that looks less than nice. This one has to move over. Because we want it in front of the center of mass. Okay, I'm going to release this. I'm going to switch to him. I'm going to control from here. I wish I could set something here as a target. I wish I'd thought and brought along a docking port or something. But oh well. So let's turn on our RCS and our computer. Let's rotate a little bit. Like that. We're going to go this way and then forward. Okay. I'm going to fix this and I'll be back. Okay, my wings are good enough for me. They're slightly in front of the center of mass, which for my glider I think is critical. They are facing the same direction as the landing wheels, and they're roughly equal to each other. So I'm going to call this good. Now it's time for the tail fins. And where the heck is the asteroid from here? So we are heading away from it slowly, and what I am doing is taking a long time. Okay, there it is. I think I'm gonna give a tiny little puff of gas to get us heading kind of in the direction of that. Now I'm gonna do one of the, let's turn the computer on. Now I'm gonna do one of the tail fins. Let's get his RCS on. Get his RCS on. Okay, now we're gonna head for, oops, I just turned it off. Now we're gonna head for the asteroid. Okay, now we want to put the tail on the back, obviously, which we are approaching it from, which is somewhat convenient. And we also, want it to be horizontal. Or, I'm sorry, vertical. We want it to be vertical because it's going to control our left to right orientation. Which apparently is not the way I set this thing up, but hey, what are you going to do? Okay. Obviously, I'm going to have to go into chase mode because there's no way I'm ever going to get this done without it. And we're just coming along here. The goal is to not fly past the asteroid while you're screwing around. Let's basically come to a stop here. Oh wait, we're heading away from it. Okay, now we're basically at a stop. Okay, now let's arm this guy. Control from here, although I think we already are. Now these guys aren't quite as important as the wings, but I'd still like them to be moderately accurate. And roughly in line with the wings. So I'm just going to attach this guy to the back, like so. He did not connect. I think I'm too far over. Let's back away a little bit. Kill all rotational motion, because that will destroy this whole plan. I could do this with one tail fin. I don't know if I mentioned this during the launch, but the reason I have two tail fins is partially, I think I'm just going to do it with one tail fin, was partially for added stability on this thing coming down, but it was actually the main reason was because I was having trouble launching the thing off the launch pad with only one tail on it. You know what? I like it. Okay, so we're going to leave that thing where it is, and you know what? Oops, it has a brain. So I can, let's go into orbit mode. I can burn this thing in the direction of Kerbin. Tell you what, let's leave him there for the moment. This thing is hilarious looking. Tell you what, let's get the thing set up. Jeb, leave your seat. And then grab this thing. This is a Kerbal attachment system I'm using for this. This is the only reason I installed Kerbal attachment system, was so I could do this chair the way I wanted it done. And the way I want it done is for Jeb to be sitting front and center here. Okay, so I hit H to attach. And I want it, to be like that. Now get on board. Jeb has a rocket. I think this has to be the screenshot. Oh, one other thing. Don't want these anymore. Although, you know what? They might come in handy to help turn this thing. This is never going to land. Okay. Now, let's look and see here. We got to get our periapsis down at least under 70. So, I'm going to hit F5 to quick save. Then, I'm in orbit mode already. We're basically facing the right direction. I'm going to turn on the computer, turn on the RCS, and thrust forward to presumably bring my periapsis in. Oh yeah, this will be easy. I need my periapsis to be under 70 kilometers, and it's now 1,000, so that's actually, maybe it won't be easy. And we're chewing through monoprop. This is why I hit F5, because if this doesn't work, I'm going to have to do it with the main rocket, which I'm not really looking forward to. Yeah, I think we'll be fine. There we go. We're at the magic number. Okay. I think landing in at Kerbal Space Center is basically not going to happen. And I'm going to use a new feature here, Alt F5, and it asks me for a quick save. And then I'm going to say 70K. We're going to save that. And that's, actually it's closer to 60K, but who cares? And now I'm going to bring this thing down even farther. I'm going to bring it down to about 20K. Because I want to make sure we actually come in for a landing. Maybe 25, 30. Let's say 30. There we go. Now I'm going to Alt F5. Probably didn't need to do this. Let's do 30K. And the reason I'm doing this here is if we come in and we're looking really good, like let's say we come down and we land in the desert here. And I know Kerbal Space Center is over here. I can slow my orbit down a little bit, and then so Kerbin will rotate, and then I actually might be able to land on Kerbal Space Center. That's the goal. Yeah, the name Astro-Glider. I hope you appreciate that. Anybody who doesn't get that joke, don't look it up. And we're ready. We are ready to go. I don't know anything about anything. Let's see. Let's get ourselves... let's turn off the RCS because we're going to probably want a lot of it. Let's get ourselves aimed at Kerbin. Now, the only staging really left on this thing... Okay, Kerbin should be visible somewhere in front of us because we're facing straight frickin' down. And I do not see it. Now, granted, we're out near the edge of its influence, but anyway, this here is this. I'm going to actually make a new thing, because before we land, I'm going to want to dump this, but I kind of want the reaction wheels for right now. And if we go out of the sun, if we're not going to be in the sun, I'm going to want to dump them so that they don't use up electric power. But yeah, we're heading down. Let's hit F5. Not that we don't have enough quick saves already. Let's go into free mode. Freebird. Jeb is having a great time. Okay, let's... Our periapsis is still at 26. Okay. We've got to be able to see Kerbin now. There it is. There's Kerbin. I don't know which direction I'm coming at it. Whoa, okay. Looks like we are completely wrong as far as... I can already tell this is going to be horrible. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to enable all my reaction wheels because I disabled them as I was connecting things. Operational. Reaction wheels. Operational. And... He doesn't have reaction wheels? I thought I gave him... There they go. Operational. Okay, those ones are already operational. And these ones are now operational and operational. Yeah, if you ever dock multiple things to an asteroid like this, you're gonna want to disable the reaction wheels on things you've already attached, because when you try to pivot these things to get them lined up together, the other things will rotate as well and totally screw up your ability to do anything. Okay, so it looks like we're coming in the right direction. What I should do, actually, if I was smart, which let's just guess and say I am, I would set a maneuver like this so that I can aim in the direction of it. So what I can do here is I can aim in the direction of this maneuver. And then, presumably, I'm going to swing around Kerbin, and this is going to be all aimed correctly. Actually, yeah. So here we come. And I don't actually care about this maneuver node or the alarm for it. Look at all these things in the Kerbal alarm clock. Okay, I don't care about it anymore. Oh my. Okay, let's get ourselves aimed correctly. We are coming in, and we're coming in hot. Over the pole. Over the ice island. It's really hard to tell our rotation because the planet is rotating under us. But here we go. Oh, we are in the atmosphere, and we are coming up. Yeah, see, we're coming up over that island. So if I'm going to try to land it first, and if the landing works, I'm then going to speed up my orbit by about an hour, my periapsis by about an hour, to see if I can land on Kerbal's continent. But we're coming in here. As soon as we see reentry flames, I'm going to slow down my... Oh, there we go. Okay. We are burning up. I'm burning, I'm burning, I'm burning for you. Oh, Jeb. Jeb, what have you done? Okay, we are cruising along. So far, I need the GUI. So far, our craft is not flipping uncontrollably out of control, if you can be uncontrollably out of control. The wings are keeping slightly up, which is good. I think I can ditch this. That was scary, but it seems to work okay. We are definitely slowing down. We are definitely not making it to the continent. So I need to raise my, I'm going to need to raise my periapsis. We are starting to get the shimmy shakes. There is a way to set your trim, but I don't know what it is. I don't actually fly a lot of planes in this game. But as far as the gliding is concerned, I'm not too happy. Okay, we just lost control. Let's turn on RCS. Oh yeah, we're out of control. As we get into the thicker atmosphere, Things are going less than ideal. It's like the plane wants to go every direction except the direction we want to go. Okay, flappy wings, flappy bird. Oh God. Now granted, where's our Kerbal engineer? We are breaking atmospheric efficiency by okay, oh my. It just like corrected itself all by itself. Okay. Okay. Kind of being Flappy Bird here, but we're doing fine. We're slowing down. We're at 10,000 meters. Now this is going to crash. This will die. This craft. Jeb is going to die in this simulation. Let me turn off RCS. Because, and the reason Jeb is going to die in this is because this thing will not land on water. I tried. But it's flying. We are officially flying an airplane made out of a asteroid on Kerbin. It's not an asteroid. It's not flying really. It's a glider, but it's working. Oh, I'm so glad I decided to do this. But yeah, we're gonna have to raise our periapsis. Where are we? We're way down here. We're gonna have to raise our periapsis probably to 35, maybe 40. And then slow ourselves down by, I'm going to say roughly an hour. But yeah. Tell you what, I'm going to do that. And I will be back when I'm re-entering the atmosphere again. And here we go. Okay, we need, yeah, we're aimed in the right direction. Other than the fact that we're aimed at Kerbin. This is also a good test of my 40. I set my periapsis, I'm sorry, at, there we go. We'll just let this thing do what it wants until we see reentry flames. I set it at 40. I had it at like less than 30 actually. It was like 28. So set at 40, I'm going to see if we're already coming back up, so obviously 40 is not enough. So I will be back in a little bit. Okay, we're coming in again. This time, confidence is high. Let's look. I don't need this maneuver node. It was just to orient myself. We are coming in over Kerbal continent, which is about the best we can expect. The only question is, well, other than can we land this crazy thing, is decouple this now. Goodbye. And I've just remembered the torque. It's operational. Disabled. Turn the torque on for that guy. And I don't think there was any torque on the bottom here. Yeah, no, it's just these two on the wings. Okay, we're coming in. We're coming in hot. Yeah, I guess we got to go by what the plane has. Oh, here comes the reentry heat. We are over Kerbal's southern ocean. With any luck, we will see the mainland coming up on us here. Jeb is excited. Jeb is more than excited. He's kind of insane. Yeah, he's a little crooked on his chair is the problem. But we can live with that. I'm going to keep our wings up. I don't really care that much about the flight part, because you saw that I lost control and then I regained it again. I am actually going to do a quick save here in the atmosphere, because the game allows that now. We are climbing, so I might need to lower my periapsis slightly. I could also, in theory, dip down to slow myself down, or to dive deeper into the atmosphere, in theory. I don't think that actually is going to work. Yeah, it looks like I got to bring myself down a little bit farther, which is kind of sad, because I thought this was going to be the one. Okay, things are looking good. Coming in, we are coming over the continent as we want to. Oh, we're not coming over the continent. We are coming over... Wait a minute. What are we coming over? This is the continent with Kerbal Space Center on it. But it doesn't look like it. I guess, yeah, this is... We're coming in over land. We're going to call that good. Let's go ahead and speed up time here, get ourselves in the atmosphere. This is it. This is the one. This is when Jeb proves his manliness. I always forget to enable this. Also, go ahead and get rid of this. Yeah, there aren't any decouplers on here. I'm afraid to hit space though, in case something decouples. Oh, we're entering the atmosphere here, as we have so many times in the past. Yeah, we'll definitely make this land. That's the important thing. I am ready now to not try to land at Kerbal Space Center or even on the Kerbal continent, because I mean that was at best. Let's face it, that was never going to happen. But we're coming in again, coming in hot. Atmospheric efficiency is climbing as we cut into the atmosphere here. Still no land up ahead, but the map tells us that there's a lot of land up ahead. I think it's that continent that I always think of as Korea, because it kind of looks like the Korean peninsula. So I hope Jeb doesn't land in enemy territory. This has no power. The only power this thing has is the monopropellant, which is going to give it... Okay, it's not going to give it any Delta V at all. So, yep, we're definitely coming in. This is the end of the flight as far as space is concerned. Mostly I'm trying to not lose control, although I'm honestly not that concerned about it. Atmospheric efficiency is still climbing, but it's at a reasonable 130. Any second now we should lose control, because that's where we did before. This is only my second time this far down in the atmosphere. But things are looking really good, except for the fact... Okay, I can see land up there. Except for the fact that I don't think we're going to make land. Dang it all. Dang it all to heck. I'm getting a little tired of doing this. And the problem is like 500 meters is the difference between shooting back off into space and splashing into the ocean. Okay, I'm going to turn off my SAS because obviously... Oh, there we go. I think it's this thing can't handle having SAS on, but without SAS on, this happens. So we're just going to wait until we slow down a little bit more. Okay. Turn SAS back on. Yeah, see, it's already fixing it. Thank everybody for the new joints. And then just watch, it's just going to fix itself here, I think. Unless it goes backwards. There we go. Yeah, a little help from me. Okay, let's turn RCS on. Okay. Yeah, that's the last thing we want, is to be going perfectly backwards. And then correct that, and we're good. Oh! Okay, turn RCS off. Jeb. Problem is, yeah, Jeb is a dead man essentially here. Yeah, I'm gonna try this landing just to see how what it's gonna be like coming in. I mean, we're already almost at landing gear tolerance speed, and we're what, 3 grand over the quote unquote ground. This thing is disturbingly easy to control. I think next time I come down, I'm going to try to leave the reaction wheels on these things. Even though it looks like it's going to shake itself apart. See, like that 80 meters per second. This is going to be an easy run. I almost want to cut down a little bit just to give myself a little more speed. Yeah, this is all simulation. The boys back home are testing to see what Jeb needs to do to come into it for a safe landing. And I think part of it is get close. Whoa! Okay, don't do that. That's a big part of it. Okay, whoa! Okay, RCS, back on. Critical. Panic mode, panic mode. Okay, do not... pull up. 90. Yeah, Jeb's dead. Well, the asteroid survived. And the asteroid is slowly sinking in the water. Okay. So what did we learn? We learned to do not, whatever you do, do not, let's go Alt F9. Let's reload. Which one is it? 30. Okay, we're coming in. This is the last try. Whatever happens, this is it. We are coming in over Kerbal Continent, and we've got an periapsis of 36, which I'm hoping isn't too high. And before anybody says it, yes, I could have gone to the calculator and probably found this all out. I'm just going to hit the space bar. I'm going to hit F5 first. I'm going to hit the space bar and see what happens. Okay, nothing major. Exactly what I expected to happen. Okay, I am going to turn the torque on this guy. This is my last try. This is when Jeb comes home or dies. So let's go ahead and crank up time. We are almost in the atmosphere. We're going to pull our nose up a bit. Our nose, as the case may be. I could have put a nose cone on the front of this thing, and I probably should have. But, live and learn. Okay, engineer off. We're doing this all on instruments. Let's go ahead and physical warp until things start to look dodgy. We're cutting into the thicker atmosphere. Okay, I'm cranking down time because the last thing I want to do is screw this up. I am going to aim myself. I'm going to try to keep aiming prograde. Still don't see the continent. We are past our periapsis. Our apoapsis is coming down quickly, but I am using RCS to slow myself down. But I don't think it's going to help. Okay, we are going to do another orbit. I refuse to do this again. If he lands in water, he lands in water and dies. This was very cool, very interesting, but I'm done. There's the continent right there. Sadly, it is going to pass by below us, which means we're probably going to land in the Southern Ocean is just so huge. Let's get ourselves going fast here. Coming around again. And we might get lucky. Land in the desert, but I seriously doubt it. We also might get lucky and land somewhere on this thing, or I don't know. I just don't care anymore. Whoa, there we go. I don't know why I've tried to do this at time warp, but There we go. I'm not going to turn the SAS off or the RCS. Actually, I'm going to turn the RCS off. I'm going to leave the SAS on no matter how flappy the wings get. And I can see land. I can see land, and I am going to head for it. Where are we, and where is that land? Oh, that's a big amount of land. We're totally going there. Assuming we don't die. Jeb, you have a new lease on life. We are at 1 times speed, and I think we can glide that far. Okay. Yeah, this might work. Assuming we don't crash into a mountain or something. What am I doing? I don't actually have all that much control. Did I enable reaction wheels? Are operational and are operational. Yes, I did enable them. I am coming in slower than I was before, which is probably a good thing, to be honest, because it means that our atmospheric efficiency probably isn't as horrendous as it was before. Yeah, we're at 122. It is still climbing, but our velocity is a lot slower than it was the first time. So maybe this 1 pass was a good idea. Well, let's go with that. That's why I did 2 passes, because I was having so much trouble with the 1 pass. But we are still burning up. We're almost below 1 kilometer a second. We are definitely coming in on land. There is no chance that we're even going to make it to those mountains on the horizon. Atmospheric efficiency is climbing up almost to 50. This is where things start to get dangerous, or 150, I should say. This is about where they were getting dangerous before. We are coming down at a very large clip. Do I have a vertical velocity? I do not. Vertical velocity. Vertical speed, horizontal speed. Okay, there we go. Vertical and horizontal speed. My horizontal speed is slowing. My vertical speed is also slowing. Atmospheric efficiency is going back down. It is almost as if I am doing this correctly. Jeb is coming in. I think this is going to work. I really do. I don't know why I think this is going to work. I have no proof that it's going to work. I have never actually successfully landed in anything that I built in space on the ground, especially nothing I built with claws. Okay, no, don't screw up. I wish I knew how to set trim. Orbit map, docking. But I'm not going to bother with that. Okay, what's our vertical speed is still pretty high. Horizontal speed is still slowing. In theory, we should be able to pitch up at the end and slow this thing down enough to come in for a nice soft landing on what appears to be fairly solid ground. And the clouds are making this a little difficult because they're moving fairly fast. So it looks like I'm coming in at a weird sideways angle when I'm not. Once I get below the clouds, though, things will look better, and I'm going to hit F5, just a quick save here. I am not going to screw around too much. I would like to keep myself roughly horizontal. As we coast in. What do we got with our velocities here? Vertical velocity is 34. Very, very reasonable 34. The plane is, let's call it, not horrendously impossible to control. As our horizontal speed goes down, though, I'm getting really concerned that this thing is going to become very difficult to control. So I'm actually nosing down, even though I think it's a horrible, horrible idea. I'm trying to just keep my horizontal speed above 60, I think, is a good idea. And our vertical speed is still slowing, which is nice. This is disturbingly easy to control. Like I've built planes that don't control this well. Now, granted, I'm not very good at building planes, but still, you would think... Maybe it's just that Jeb's flying it. I don't know. What are we doing? Horizontal speed is slowing down a little bit. Vertical speed is just fine. We are gliding great. Yeah, now that we're in the really thick atmosphere, this thing glides like a freaking dream. I suggest anybody who wants to do this to try it. This is really fun. But yeah, we're sadly though, it's going to take a while to get down. I can see ground scatter. I can't tell what that ground scatter is yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be trees. But I have no proof or knowledge of that. Our vertical speed is... Yeah, look at that. Our vertical speed is almost... we actually almost had positive vertical speed. Our horizontal speed is just a bare 50. We are... Yeah, we're still over 1 kilometer above the terrain. Yeah, looks like those are trees. This is a... I don't think I could have asked for more flat ground to come in on over, and I almost put my nose down too far. Horizontal speed is a nice 50. This thinks we're 11 and some change from impact, but I have a feeling it's closer to a minute. Vertical speed is nice at right around 10. Yeah, I have to keep pitching down. And I'm sure someone in the comments is going to tell me what the trim settings are, but the chances of me ever doing anything like this again are pretty low. I am going to be flying one more plane in my career mode, so maybe I'll remember it for that. Wow. But look, I'm hands off. I am not touching the controls. And I'm gliding in at 10 meters per second going down, 45 meters per second sideways. Just wow. I am slightly concerned about my ability to land this thing. I wish I had set these things up on action groups to release, because I could drop the wings as soon as I hit the ground. But I'm going to cut my vertical speed here by pitching up. We are a mere 100 meters off the ground, kind of going sideways as far as the wheels are concerned. My goal now is to just not die. I'm trying to kill my vertical speed by as much as possible. And then I'm just going to slowly slow down. I don't care that I'm turning too much. My vertical speed is, yeah, I'm going to pitch up a little bit more. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. Lost part of my tail, but not a big deal. Not a big deal. Completely unnecessary at this point. Looks like we're going up a hill. Oh, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash. Please don't crash. Okay. I am so afraid to put the brakes on. I'm just going to tap the brakes. Anti-lock brake system. Oh, it looks like it's grassland, not trees. Anti-lock brakes. Oh, my word. We have successfully landed an asteroid on the surface of Kerbin. Jeb, you the man. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Wow, I enjoyed playing it. I am 5th Horseman, and I will, as always, talk at you later.